So let's talk about this idea of core strength. So it's quite a common buzzword these days, is this idea of core strength and strengthening one's core. What exactly does this mean? How do I strengthen my core? What is my core? So you'll find some various opinions about what that is. Most people will inevitably pat their abdominal muscles and say that, oh, this is my core. And then some people will say, oh no, it's a belt of muscles that goes around. This is the core over here. And then you'll find some that say, oh no, the core is not only this, it's these muscles here, it's my pelvic floor muscles, some of the muscles up my back, my diaphragm, right? So various ideas of what it is the core of the body. However, in many ways all of these are wrong, because we don't have one particular muscle or even group of muscles which constitutes the core of the body. All the muscles actually work together, so there's a lattice work of muscles, or an interplay of balance between the muscles, some working more, some working less, opposing each other sometimes, well, all the time. That I've got a bicep here, and on the other side of that I've got my tricep, and that they're working in constant opposition to each other, a sort of dance of effort, one letting go as the other one takes on a bit more. Throughout the whole body there is this constant interplay of some muscles doing more, some muscles doing less. So to think of the core as any one particular muscle or even group of muscles is problematic, because it doesn't really consider the body as a whole. So when I talk of the core, I speak of the spine. So while our body doesn't really have a core muscle or group of muscles, what it does have is a core structure, and that is the spinal column, the axial skeleton, which runs from the head all the way down to the tailbone and includes the sacrum and even the rib cage. So this structure here, the physical structure of my bones that make up the spine, is really the core of my body. And therefore any muscle that works to stabilize the core and give strength to the core and what it needs to do, meaning the spine, could be considered a core muscle. Anything that is acting to help my spine stay at its fullest length and at its fullest width at all times are core muscles. Now from that you can understand that it means a lot more than just abdominal muscles, or even certain muscles in the back or in the sides, or pelvic floor muscles. That even what my legs are doing right now as I'm sitting here is exerting an influence on my spine and its ability to do its job. So I prefer to think of the spine as the core. And when we talk of core strength, what we really mean is being able to maintain length in the spine, to maintain the width of the spine. So any muscle that helps me to do that, any muscle that is involved in that stability and in maintaining that length, is a core muscle. So I prefer really not to talk much about muscles at all, but really paying attention to what I'm doing with my spine and in which way the energy is going. Am I conducting the energy and pulling it downwards, or am I letting that energy be expansive? If I'm going to allow the energy to be expansive in a three-dimensional direction, in all directions, three-dimensionality, then the muscles that activate as a result of that understanding of my spine will be producing a stabilizing effect on the spine and thereby the whole body, because everything is attached to the spine, my arms, my legs. So what I do here and how attentive I am to allowing that to be in a state of length and width and expansion at all times is going to determine how efficiently and how effectively all the parts move in relation to my spine. So we really want to rethink core strength and understand that it really means spine strength, what I'm doing from my head all the way down to my tailbone, from the one side of the shoulder girdle across to the other, and let that be our understanding taking us forward, instead of just focusing on a small group of muscles and thinking of them in isolation to the rest of the body and in isolation to the spine as a whole.